YBBAAA cowpoke. Speed, run. Clue CREWWW.
Oh shit, check out these subscribers! Castle Logical, Clue Crew, thank you for subscribing. Pizza Bugger, Speed, Run, thank you for subscribing. Dizzy Lizzy, thank you for subscribing. Gonna get started soon. I will be making a smoothie. See you there. It is what it is. So, just to recap what happened, we had one baby, yes, with the Joker, ha 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 ha, of course, ha 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 ha, of course. We had one baby, yes. Russell. This is my 100 baby challenge. Grace? So just to recap what happened, we had one baby, yes, with the Joker. Of course, of course. We had one baby, yes, with the Joker. Of course, of course. I think we had one baby, yes, with the Joker. Ha 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 ha, of course. And then Remy is pregnant with Linguini Alfredo's baby from Ratatouille. Linguini Alfredo's baby from Ratatouille. Linguini Alfredo's baby from Ratatouille. We had one baby, yes, with the Joker. Of course, of course. We had one baby, yes, with the Joker. Of course, Hello, gamers! We're gonna get started. Boop, right now. Hi! It's me. My hair's wet and it's raining, so who knows when it'll dry. Anyway, how are all of you doing? Ooh!
Abby and Wendy, two sisters so fine, admiring art, feeling so divine.
Well said. Namaste. Thank you, Wacky Deli. Thank you, Wacky Deli. Anyway, I'm doing well. Yes, today's a therapy day, so shorter stream like usual on Mondays. But how we're gonna do it, we're gonna watch Sister Wendy, of course, and then I have already purchased. So I wanna speedrun all the Nancy Drew games. That's the goal. I haven't played all of them on stream, so what I figured we would do is we would go through all of them chronologically. The ones that are available, some like aren't really available online, and I might try to like order the disc and see if I can get that working. We'll see. But I'm gonna play through it and then I'm gonna speedrun it. So for instance, the first one I just purchased. I just purchased it. I'll just switch over to my boop. It's Secrets Can Kill remastered, because we're not gonna do the original. I actually have never played this one. So I'm looking forward to doing it. I think it's gonna be maybe a little bit annoying because it is the very first game. So, you know. But I'm excited. So we're going to play through it, and then after, I'm going to speed run it. We're going to look up and study how to speed run it. And I'm going to do that with all of them, and I'm going to submit all of my times. I'm going to submit all of my times. Yes, regular playthrough, then the speed run. Exactly. So we can all understand what the mystery's about. And we're going to get to the speed run. Because I love playing these games, so I'm happy to replay them. Especially if I haven't played them before, I want to play them, you know, not as a speed run the first time. Get familiar with them, so to speak. But that's the plan, that's the goal. I would love to make top 10. And then I was thinking maybe at the end, or maybe I'll make this like a subscriber incentive or something, I'll have to do some math on it. We can talk about this after Sister Wendy, baby. I can look up all the speed runs, add the times together, and maybe do one giant speed run where you do back to back to back to back to back, if that wouldn't kill me. That's sort of what I'm thinking. That Nancy Drew in the stream banner art. Oh, I don't think so. Maybe? No, I didn't really... She does have red hair, or Titian hair, as Nancy Drew likes to call it. Ew, math, well said. Oh yeah, there are some French ones. But I'm excited to do this. I'm hopeful it'll be fun. I hope you guys will enjoy the journey of that. I think it'll be a nice time. I'm looking forward to it. I love playing the Nancy Drew games, so that alone is exciting. But I think I really enjoyed speedrunning Haunted Mansion, Mystery in a Haunted Mansion. I have a lot of them, so we can look on the library. Let me go to store. Let me search. Well, I guess I could probably just do Her Interactive. Show y'all what I'm looking at. So I have a lot of them. I don't want new releases. I want adventure. Okay, I wish they were going in order of releases, not new releases. This is also confusing because it goes from 2019 to 2001 to 2000. This is confusing. But anyway, I don't think they have... I think the one that we're going to have a hard time finding... And some of these I have played maybe once or didn't finish them. Like I played them kind of on my own. I love this one. I think we're going to have a hard time finding the Nancy Drew, the final... No, this is the final scene. But there's one... It's like Lights, Camera, Action, I think it's called, which I think is the second Nancy Drew game, which for some reason, they have not released digitally. Like, I think it's because they released, you know, what's it called? Where is it? We just bought it. This one, they re-released it, because you can't really find the original one digitally either. So for whatever reason, they haven't re-released the second one digitally, so it might be hard to find that one. That one might be one we have to skip. Which is a shame, because I actually really like that one. You're, like, working on a soap opera, and then, like, things are going wrong. But anyway, I'll have to figure that out. I'll have to figure that one. I also like puzzles. Anyway, before we get started, though, I have not talked a bit about what I'm sipping on today. I have still water, not sparkling, because I'm about to go to therapy, and I've done sparkling water before therapy, and then I leave for therapy, and then I gotta pee on the way, and I don't want to have to do that, so... Yum. And then I have green smoothie. And I did good on it, you know? I kind of just eyeball everything, so it's always like, a little inconsistent, but... Realistic Student says, seems completely likely I'll make top 10 in at least few games. I think I will. I think I've got a good chance. Again, we'll watch Sister Wendy, then we'll look at the high scores and see where we think we'll fall. Coast tap water is so good. I miss it. I have to filter all my water. Ugh. Anyway, shall we get started? Finding... Okay, well, this is a different piece of art, but let me go... Sister Wendy on YouTube. Sister Wendy art. See. I think we're on 4. Is that correct? 4 seems right to me. If it's not 4, no, we'll figure something else out. Okay, let me go boop. Anyway, are we ready to get started? Yes, 4. I also missed the job. I enjoy doing that podcast. But anywho, I do love doing the Nextlander podcast. Never been a better podcast. I don't know the name of it. Leave me alone. Anyway, so listen there, because that's a nice thing to hang out with everybody again. Okay, shall we do Sister Wendy's story of painting? Is it time to get started? I think so. Here we go. Boop. Excited for me to start the series. Thank you. I'm also excited. Okay. I'll never skip the intro for Sister Wendy. Oh my god, you touched it? Yes! Thank you, Nia Jack City. Let me know how the audio's bouncing for you. I might turn it down a pinch. Is that still good for everyone? Do you want to be able to hear me talking over Wendy's yammering? Okay, that's loud. I can turn it down more. How do we like this? How do we like this? Does this sound pretty good? Is that a little too quiet? I'm going to turn it up a pinch more. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, here we go. 2 sides of the Alps. All right. Oh shit! Wendy, no! That was priceless.
One, a harsh world of violence and intolerance.
Are they breaking? What?
The other, a realm of passion and pleasure. The Renaissance set all Europe afire, but in very different ways. If I was standing on top of the Alps, which I'm afraid I can't manage, I could look north to Germany and England, where artists, to their horror, found themselves embroiled in all the nastiness of religious conflict. And if I looked south, I would find a city lying at peace, enjoying an artistic heyday all its own.
Fascinating. That's very nice, be glad. I never
Venice was the envy of Europe.
Anyway.
It was called Serenissima, the most serene city, partly because of its wealth from its trade in silks and spices from the east, but even more because of the stability of its government.
Is
and
Venice
its artists flourished too.
Underwater yet?
They took the northern invention of
gonna
painting
be,
with
right?
oils and brought to it their sense of the mystery of the Orient.
It's getting there.
Venice's great gift to the story of painting was a unique understanding of the ravishments of color and the glorious subtleties of light. These were great geniuses. Titian, with his drama and splendor.
Why you say Titian-colored hair? It's dark right
The
now, but I do love.
mysterious Giorgione. And the man known as the father of Venetian painting, Giovanni Bellini.
Oh, look at that baby. That lady had no pants? Question mark.
Bellini's Virgin
I missed
in a
that.
Meadow. And it sounds so tender. And of course it is. And our eye looks with such pleasure at this young girl sitting there with the light gleaming on her white headgear and that marvelous deep blue of her gown and the pink underneath. And then and it gives me a shock every time. On her lap. Is that a dead baby?
Oh shit. Is it?
No.
I don't know, sleeping.
Very pale, but asleep.
I was not thinking that was a dead baby.
That jolt is exactly what Bellini wants to give you. Because that was how the dead Christ was laid on his mother's lap when he did die, taken down from the cross. And this picture is foreshadowing that and reminding you of that. Once you've been alerted to the fact that there's more here than just a pretty image, you begin to see all sorts of meaningful details. Behind, where the great white bird fights with the snake, the aggression that we meet with. And the two men, in
they're poo-bearing it. They don't have pants
those dead-end jobs, endless labor, endless monotony. And behind them, the great castle, the city of fear, with its walls, protecting itself. And it's in that world that the Virgin sits, not so much in the meadow, but on the meadow, like a great blue marquee. And it's all unified, all made one. Both the little details and the great figure by light.
It's a very lovely painting. I love the blue. Wasn't blue super expensive at the time too?
For years, Bellini held the position of official painter to the rulers of Venice. But there was a young man who was to become the greatest artist the city ever produced.
Mr. Wendy, where are you going? We have more show to shoot.
Titian was a prodigy, and he knew it. When
It's very exciting for me. I tried to pause it. It's very exciting for me. We're learning more about Titian because, again, Nancy Drew loves to say she has Titian hair. And I never know what color to say my hair is, so I like to say it's Titian too when I'm feeling extra pretentious. But anyway, but I actually have never learned about Titian. Your cat will not leave you alone. Advice, please. Give them some attention. Give them a little smooch on the head, a little pet on the head. That's what I suggest for your cat.
And he
Let the cat do whatever they want. Oh, he knew it. That's fun.
In his 20s, he wrote to the city authorities demanding to take over from the venerable Bellini as top artist in Venice.
Oh, shit. Betrayal.
Nothing stirred the imagination of the brilliant newcomer more than the pagan myths of the ancient world, which the Renaissance had revived. Venice was alight with stories of the old gods. Bacchus, the god of wine and festivity, Apollo, the god of music, Venus and winged Cupid. Young Titian's paintings of the ancient revels entranced a city whose own carnivals could go on exuberantly for weeks.
Music is really incredible here. Start with the feet. Thank you, Wendy.
This is the young Titian at his most wonderful. It's one of the great stories of myth, how Ariadne saved Theseus from her father's hatred. They fled together, and they spent the night on the island of Naxos. And when she woke up in the morning, and you can see she's just awoken, she isn't fully dressed yet, she sees on the horizon the white sail of her lover. He has abandoned her. And it's in that moment of intense anguish and despair that suddenly she hears from the forest the sound of music, and the god Bacchus comes leaping out from his chariot to rescue her.
I was on an improv duo called
Bacchus has come with all his train of strange,
we only did like 2 shows.
Somebody not in her world at all. In her world, she's been betrayed. But there's something else. There's miracle, there's hope. There's that other world, the dream world, the magic world, which Bacchus represents. He is the god of ecstasy after all. And that's what the painting's all about. That wonderful moment when suddenly we're rescued from utter misery to joy. The person hopelessly in debt wins the lottery. And you'll see that she doesn't show any emotion at the moment. She's too staggered.
I don't know if I'm really following Wendy on this one. What? Lottery?
And I think that Titian felt a special empathy, a special likeness to himself in the way that young, beautiful figure leaps in all his vigor to rescue his beloved. And he not only rescues her, takes her out of the humdrum into his world of wonder and excitement, but he twirls his hand and he makes a crown of stars for her. And in a way, isn't that what the artist does? Saves us by taking us into the magical world he inhabits, twirls with his finger and makes us stars.
Wow. I feel like if I was throwing a party, I wouldn't invite a baby, but that's just
Titian
me.
had a rival who, had he lived longer, might have taken the crown for himself, Giorgione. Every now and then, art takes a completely unexpected twist, and Giorgione...
Okay, I have to do a little aside. Bucktown asks, are none allowed to have pets? What's the top pet nun in South America? I don't know. I don't know about those, but I do know, have y'all ever seen, okay, now we're doing a little aside here. This is not a nun, but there's like, I think a priest, cat. Okay. There's this, which is just a classic. There's this guy, I think it was maybe early COVID days. He used to do these live streams, and then like there was like a cat who would always walk around the garden. This video is so stupid, and I think it's so funny. Let's watch it again! I also just love him completely ignoring this cat. God, you do his roast. Oh, it's so dumb. But anyway, this cat was like in and out of this dude's, just like all of his streams. Oh, there's Sister Wendy. Which I always really loved. There's a lot of like cat just hanging out with this dude.
And so will we not go back from you? Give us
Eating
life,
the cookies
and
or
we
whatever
shall
the hell's
call upon
there.
your name. Turn us.
He's like, all right, I gotta read the
No
Bible, so
Lord
you can
God
just
of hosts,
do whatever you want, cat.
show the light of your countenance, and
But I
we
feel
shall
like I can't
be
imagine
saved.
a nun having like a real pet. But if Penniman is
Find us
anything,
sons and
there's
breakfast, it's looking good for him as
Mouse
well,
Fanger.
so we're not
I
too
imagine
sorry
it's
about
like,
that.
you know, they're in the garden, they're about, maybe they feed them.
And all of that.
Wow, they
Our
call them
youth's
tiger. Oh yeah, drinking
sentence
some milk.
came from St. Mark's Gospel.
I can't
As the
imagine.
very
I can't
first
imagine, but
sentence
I
of
would
the
really
hymn,
enjoy if I
that
was
Jesus
hearing a
is coming
sermon
into Galilee
and then I saw a
in
cat.
his
I also
ministry.
think this is so pleasant. A
Four
man in a
friends
garden,
coming to bring
just
their
talking
friend
about the
today before
Bible,
Jesus
whatever,
and
that I can give or take,
finding
but
the
then
people
just having like
around.
cats about,
Too
like that seems
many
like such a
for
pleasant
them to
place to be.
get near
What a
to
nice way
Jesus.
to,
Finding
I don't
the
know,
people
what nice
around.
vibes for a live
Too
stream.
many
If
for
I
them to
could,
get near
I
to Jesus,
would
go back from you.
stream outside
Give us
in a little
life,
garden like this. I think
and
that would
we
be
shall
so
call upon
pleasant.
your name.
Oh hell yeah, cat, you
Turn
take that
us.
bread.
Again, no Lord God of hosts.
I love
Show
these
the-
cats causing chaos. Anyway, fun little aside. Thank you for that one. I really enjoyed it. I love the rave cats
was one of
so
those
much.
twists.
Anyway, where were we?
He
That man
brought
hasn't had sex in like
something
50,
new
60
to
years.
painting,
All right, whatever.
something
As
we've never lost.
far as you know.
Up to now, no one had ever painted a picture of which one couldn't be reasonably sure of what the theme was. But not with Giorgione. There's always an element of mystery. Who is that soldier brooding in the storm? Why is the gypsy woman naked?
Good
We'll
question.
never know. This is one of the most argued about works in existence.
Maybe she was bathing. That's sort of what it feels like for me. Water over there.
Giorgione is a bit of a mystery himself. We know that he came from Castelfranco outside Venice, and it's said that he delighted in love and music and could sing divinely, but we really know practically nothing about him. He died young. Some say of the plague, some say of a broken heart.
I don't think that's a real diagnosis, Wendy. I mean, I'm no expert, but...
It's fitting that one of his finest paintings is in his hometown and was commissioned after the untimely death of a fellow townsman. Matteo Costanzo was a young soldier who died of fever. His family asked Giorgione to paint an altarpiece to go above his tomb.
Pretty. I want someone to paint something beautiful above my tomb.
The figures
Although
looked up.
really... Okay, now I just want to talk about how people want to die. I feel like I want to be cremated, or I want to go on like one of those body farms and be studied as I decompose.
Grieving, the Madonna and Child, and the two saints, St. Francis.
I do not
the
want to be
man of
embalmed,
peace,
that's for sure.
and the soldier saint, Liberale, a stand-in for young Matteo. Before we go,
Is she gonna call someone ugly again in this episode? Boy, do I hope so.
That I love this so much. I find it so overwhelming that I'm doing it, even though it's got those nasty bits of white stuck all over it. But in a way...
Yeah, what happened there? I thought it was like a reflection.
This proof that the picture needs restoration isn't a bad thing, because restoration is all about time and loss. And this picture, though you can never explain the Giorgione, is about time and loss. At first we just see pastoral beauty, a sort of haunting sense of an undisturbed world. Then if you look closer, you can see that on this side, the tower is shattered. It's either been shattered by time, which shatters all of us, or it's been shattered by war. And on the other side, there in that springtide meadow, two young men are sitting talking. And from head to foot, they are armored. These are two young soldiers resisting the forces that destroy all human life unless we're careful. This need to be careful to protect yourself, symbolized by the armor, was something Giorgione was intensely sensitive to. But where are we in this picture? It's too material to be heaven. There's the floor, and the throne.
Floor looks like my kitchen floor.
And the damask wall, but it's clearly not the real world either, which is behind us. And the throne is so exceptionally high. It's as if there's an in and an out. Two worlds that somehow coexist in a way we can't quite explain. That's the special thing that Giorgione brings. It's daringly new, because you can't explain that throne.
Yeah, it is weird.
But it's
no
daringly
stairs.
right, because we respond to it, to the poetry of it.
A realist.
With
That is a
Giorgione,
fucking
we
crazy
regret
painting.
what might have been, but Titian, his precocious friend, had years to mature his genius. Titian became enormously successful. He was a sort of superstar, wealthy, fated, sought after by kings and emperors. It was a status symbol to possess a Titian. And he had great personal success too, because he was one of those rare artists who become greater as they grow older. Late Titian
That's rare?
is one of the
Genuine
climaxes
question.
in the
Wouldn't they be
story
getting
of
better?
painting.
They've been doing it for longer. That's rare? Good questions. Oh, what is this?
This
So
is
what
one of the
museum
last
is that?
paintings
Where are
Titian
they?
ever did. And it's one of the greatest paintings in the world. At first sight, overwhelmed by the beauty of those gleaming bodies in that autumnal wood. And then, shock. Because what we're looking at is a scene of torture. It's the flaying of Marsyas. And then, as you look, you begin to understand that only Titian could make poetry out of such pain. The story was that Marsyas, a satyr, half goat, half man, challenged Apollo, the god of song, to a musical contest. And they agreed that the victor could do what he liked with the loser. And Apollo decided to flay him alive. Now Titian understood what that meant. That to be an artist was to challenge the god, and of course to lose, and to have your skin taken off you, to be completely exposed, to have all of you put there for people to look at. So there's the great vertical of Marsyas. And there's Apollo kneeling beside him, the golden-headed god with his laurel wreath and exquisite beauty, so meticulously, lovingly, taking the skin off his heart.
Fucked up.
And behind him, the common man, the butcher, who also skins the artist. He's exposed to everybody. And on the other side, the friend, the other satire, pitifully trying to help, to bring a bucket of water at least. But you can't help the loneliness of the artist. It's a solitary way. And I think Titian has set round this the three stages of the artist, the potential artist, the child, looking out at us, absolutely horrified by what being an artist can mean. And then the young artist, also not looking, lost in his music, unable to face up, perhaps, to what it will mean to be a great artist. And then the old man, a self-portrait of Titian, the great artist, with his crown and his success.
His little crown. Oh.
Looking very intently at the scene. And I think he's wondering, have I done it? Have I challenged the god? Have I gone far enough in being stripped? And if you look at the face of Marsyas, you can see the answer. Marsyas' eyes are bright. His arms are surrendered. Even though a little dog laps his blood, Marsyas is ecstatic.
Is he?
Because he knows this is proof that he has gone the whole way. And the fact that
Doesn't look
Titian
that
knows
ecstatic to me, Wendy.
must have proved to Titian
But
that
okay.
he too had gone the whole way. The picture itself is his complete vindication.
Love her being like, he looks like he's having a blast. That's the face I make too when I'm having a great time. Wendy mentions in an interview she used to get up at midnight and pray for like 8 hours. Damn, dude. Damn, dude.
In Northern Europe, artists were struggling for the most basic recognition.
Look at those little
They were
windows.
still
They look so
considered
weird.
craftsmen, on a par with builders or carpenters. One man from the German town of Nuremberg.
I love
was
these
to
like
change
old
it.
ass towns that are still around. I think they're so cool.
Albert
As an American, I'm
Dürer
like, we don't
visited
have
Venice
these.
twice,
There's like weird
and he
Disney ones in
brought back a
Burbank, but it's
sense
not the
of what
same
an
thing.
artist could be. Though he came from a craftsman's family, his father was a goldsmith, Dürer single-handedly set out to raise the status of the Northern artist. Not only did he think of himself as a genius, but, unusually for a young man, he was in fact correct. Dürer at 26 was a superbly beautiful young man, and he knows it. This is a very successful time for him. He's just come back from his journey over the Alps to Italy, and that's probably what that landscape is meant to refer to. He's painted himself in the utmost refinement of what the elegant young man of our town was wearing. A superb setup. I love the hat with the tassel. And he's also struck out a new fashion line, because young men didn't wear beards in those days, and he's sporting this elegant little beard just to show that he's really sophisticated.
Why didn't they wear beards?
The gloves, those very expensive gloves on the folded hands, indicate that, like his wealthy friends, he doesn't really work. Now, this is probably the first self-portrait painted for no apparent reason. Obviously, one reason is that he wants to show everybody how handsome he is.
Of course.
I think there is another deeper reason. He wants to show what an artist can be. That an artist, just because he's an artist, is a gentleman, even if his father keeps a shop.
Were they seen as like tradespeople? Is that what she's saying?
Dürer got the respect he wanted. He painted this masterpiece in 5 days while he was in Venice. Artists crowded outside his
Christ among
studio
the doctors
to catch
something.
a glimpse of the dazzling precision which Dürer brings to all his work. And how pleased Dürer must have been when the great Bellini said, could he see the brush, the special brush he'd used for the beard and the hair? And Dürer pointed to the usual brushes and says, nothing special. He'd proved his point, so the show-off came off.
What? Okay. You used regular paintbrushes for hair. I feel like this episode, I'm into it. Maybe it's because there's a lot of art I just haven't heard of before.
In the north,
But I'm like a little like, what's the story, or Wendy? I'll call her Nancy.
And of course it was just then that the turmoil between the Catholics and the early Protestants began to affect painting. No longer was there a captive market for religious pictures because many Protestants thought they were idols. Bad luck for the world, religious hostility, and for the world of painting, patrons lost and work destroyed.
She's destroying art again! Wendy! Not Nancy.
In the Swiss town of Bâle, all the religious paintings were burnt in a single day.
By me, Sister Wendy.
Their leading artist, Hans Holbein, was forced to leave home and family to seek his fortune elsewhere. Switzerland's loss was England's gain, because Holbein came to London and found favour at the court of King Henry VIII. Holbein left one revolution only to find another, because he arrived in England just when Henry VIII was having his little bit of trouble with getting a divorce and marrying Anne Boleyn, and he'd broken with the Pope. So in one way, a dreadful piece of timing, because there were no religious commissions. But in another, what a brilliant stroke of luck, because Henry was very eager to impress the world with the image of his greatness and that of his court, and nowhere could he have found an artist better suited to this than Holbein. If you're interested in what a person looks like, rather than in what makes them tick, then Holbein is the artist for you. He painted lots of pictures of the king, and this is the only
a lot of portraits like that?
The only authentic one that's still left. And although it's very small, it seems very big, because Holbein has painted what the king looked like, and the king looked very big, very impressive, very majestic, king all over, an icon of majesty. But you see, Holbein doesn't cheat. He isn't discreet. He doesn't pretend the king looked better than he was. He shows the king as
she's gonna call him ugly again.
Little piggy eyes, long sneering nose, little rosebud.
Get him, Wendy! Yeah! Yeah!
Thick neck.
Yeah, fuck that guy! Fuck the king!
He's so
Yeah!
large, so
Burn the
big,
painting!
so
Destroy something! Give her a stick!
that you really can't get him into any frame. And yet he shows the grace notes too, because after all, Henry must have had a nicer side, and perhaps that's shown in the wonderful hat, with that sort of feathery crown and the embroidery underneath. But everything else is just saying power.
Johnny Arc
gold
says he
is
looks like
real
my
gold
accountant.
that was used. And the hands with their rings are kind of clenched hard, because the king doesn't need really to have his hands free. Just by being he has power. And see, that's what a really great artist can do. To paint somebody whose essential majesty, and yet show him to be a deeply unpleasant man.
Nice.
Henry had broken from Rome, but Rome was fighting a rearguard action. The Inquisition, for one,
Ooh, is that one of
was
those
laying
cookies?
down strict guidelines about religious
Body of Christ
painting.
bread? I find those so
The
delicious.
Last Supper, for example, was to be
You
a
must be able to buy them
devotional
wholesale,
image.
right? I
The
don't know
sort
what it
of
is
thing
about them, but I find them so
Tintoretto did
pleasant to
so
eat. Maybe it's
well.
because they're like a little treat I
After
can't
all,
have because I'm not
this
like
is the
religious.
central moment
So the few times I've had them, I'm
when
like,
Christ gives bread
this is
to
the only
his
time. It's
disciples
the only
and
time.
says,
But I
"This
think
is
they're
my
so
body."
like flavorless and delicious.
But
Texture,
the
it's
Dominican
like eating
friars
paper,
in Venice
but fun.
commissioned their Last Supper from Veronese, and they got what he did so well, a worldly scene, tippling guests, dwarves and servants playing, cats feasting under the table. What could be more controversial? The Inquisition asked Veronese to explain himself.
What he said was, we artists, notice the pride, have the same liberty as poets and madmen. I made this picture according to what I
You
thought
made
best.
this?
It was made
Congratulations,
to my
Wendy.
understanding. In other words, he's making a claim for inspiration, for the personal vision of the artist. And he vindicates it. They made him make a change. He said, fine, and the only change he made was to change the title, not The Last Supper, but Feast at the House of Levi, which also occurs in the Gospel.
The artist had won, and Veronese went on painting the rest of his life for both church and state.
Cool. I gotta read the Bible. I won't read all the stuff that
Beyond
Vinny said
the
was just like,
coasts and cities
this
of
person's
Europe,
related to that
it
person,
was the
but
seasons that
seems like
ruled
such
daily
a,
life.
I don't know, so in the zeitgeist, so to
Besides
speak.
the fear of disease, there was the
I was gonna make some
constant
bowls
threat
of
of
pottery.
famine. A bad harvest could turn a thriving village into a ghost town.
The
And
picture
people could
Bible, do
count
they have
themselves
those?
lucky if they-
Hold on, Sweetie's Bible reading group. I'm gonna look up, do they have picture Bibles? Picture Bible. Oh shit. Rembrandt Family Bible. It's almost $300. Why is this so expensive? Wow, it is very pretty though. Damn, this thing's hella expensive. Why is this thing so expensive? Oh my god, the art's really lovely though. Oh, I think there's that Job killing his son. Sorry, I can show y'all what I'm seeing. Yes, why not? How expensive this is. I could do 5 payments though. Look at all this art in this Bible. I don't know what these are. That I guess if you're a priest. How big is this thing, you think? Why do they put it on an old ass table? I guess it's like where priests study it. Damn. I just want the art. It feels like a wild thing for me, someone who doesn't believe in God, to buy a $300 Bible, but it does seem pretty. Get the Kindle Bible. The footnotes from Jeff Bezos are worth it. Is that real?
They lived past
I mean, I feel like that's a pretty normal, common thing to be like, I just want to read the Bible to say I've read the Bible. But it's also like, I don't know. It's like everybody's always referencing the Bible and talking about the Bible. I feel like it seems interesting to read. Anyway.
Scenes of rural life had been painted before, but with Peter Bruegel, they
Ooh, I like
became
that
a
painting a lot.
subject for great art. The Renaissance had made humanity central, and in Bruegel, this understanding is extended to the humblest of people.
Oh, I think I've seen this
He
painting.
respects their dignity,
Like in
but
person.
there's no romanticizing.
I'm pretty sure I have.
This is a picture to look at in the summer before we start shivering in sympathy. No artist has ever made so visually compelling the weight of winter.
I'm being told, listen instead of read, the Yale Courses YouTube channel has really, as an intro to the Old Testament lecture series. Looking this up. All right, I guess I'm going to study the Bible. Bible. Cool, lecture 1, parts of the whole. All right, I'm going to learn about Jesus from Yale. Thank you.
There were these great leafless trees marching down into the valley, and the hunters floundering through the snow with their exhausted dogs, and they've caught so little. And down below, those tiny little skaters lost in their great world. It's a bird's eye view, but it's not for the peasants. If you look, every peasant in the picture looks down. They had to look down. They had to grub for their livelihood in the real world. We saw that bird as the surrogate us, but the peasants don't. They flounder in the snow.
I'm trying to remember where I saw this painting. I'm pretty certain I saw it in person. But I don't know where she is, and I don't know where I would have seen it. I also love art. It's also crazy. I mean, I know a lot of art is literally just religious propaganda, but I have seen a lot of art that I'm like, I gotta read the fucking. Yay! Another episode done! I'm very curious, because she's sticking to the religious stuff. Oh.
We return to Italy, where the story of painting unfolds in the heart of Rome.
I'm very curious when she goes to like the more modern stuff. I would love for her to stick to like modern religious stuff. I'm sure that she won't, but I would be very fascinated if she did. But anyway, I love the series. I love watching it with y'all. I'm real excited. Art does slap. I love art. Okay, I want to look up Nancy Drew speed runs. Now we're going to talk speed runs. I'm going to have to wrap up the stream here shortly, but I do want to talk about speed runs. Let's see what we've got. Okay. The Secrets Can Kill. Does the remastered count? I'm not sure. Okay, Secrets Can Kill. Oh my god, they got it in 5 minutes? Okay, let's see guides. They have guides for it. Detailed route. Man, I love that they have this. You can turn off player voices. That'll be fast. Okay, well, I don't want to spoil everything. I want to know if you can do this in the remastered one. Does that count? Because that's the one I'll be playing, is the remastered one. So I don't know if that makes it different. Let's see. You can kill remastered. It does. The remastered one. Okay, this is the one people are doing, and it's 11 minutes. Okay, great. Let's see what Arglefump has done. I'm gonna follow his lead. Okay, let's do. I just want his. How do I look at his profile? Can I? 9th place. I want by the end of this thing for Arglefump to know who I am. That would be incredible. I don't think it'll happen, but it'd be pretty cool. I also would say I don't want to do Midnight in Salem. I fucking hate this game so much. But also, there's so few people who have played it that I'm like, maybe. Anyway, they are, because like all these speedruns are pretty short. They seem to be like under 30 minutes, most of them. Not all of them. Latest runs. Okay, so this one was an hour. 7 days ago. Why didn't they look at my run? What? 7 days ago? Did they ever post mine? I don't think so. I also think I mistimed it. So, fine. They did post mine! Oh my god, they posted mine! Mod note retimed. Oh my god, dab, dab, dab. They posted mine. I'm on a leaderboard! Everybody, I'm on a leaderboard. Look at this. Look at this. Number 12. I'm in. Wow, they looked. Thank you. Oh, fuck yeah. Look who's right above me. They don't know where I'm from. They changed my time. I don't remember what I submitted it as, but they changed it. Let's see. I wrote, okay, so it's 5 extra seconds. Works for me. I'm not complaining. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, Tober. Dab, 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 dab. I got my first one on the board. Anyway, I want to try to make my time. I would love to try and make the top 10 in all of these. So I would have to cut off quite a bit, though, now that I'm seeing this. That's real exciting for me. Oh, yeah. I'm in. I'm in, everyone. Anyway, but as you can see, most of these are pretty short. Death percent. Oh my god, 36 seconds. That's so funny. Ooh.
Number 12. Number 12.
Number 12. Number 12. Thank you, Ozzy and Boots. It'll catapult me to the big. I know. I'm one step closer to having Arglefump know who I am. This is exciting for me. But this one, Secrets of the Old Clock, an hour and a half for some people. So that's why some of them are a bit longer. I also need to study ANDTHE. They are like leading all of these speedruns. Should I figure out how to do one of these like
Welcome
clock timer
to the year
things?
1930.
Shit, they are
the
fucking
place,
around.
the road to...
Oh yeah, look, they've got all the world records. I would love to beat at least one of their things. Oh shit, they speedrun everything. Okay, so they're like legit professional speedrunners. I'm playing Legend of the Crystal Skull in French right now just to practice, and I don't think I like that game very much. Sorry. Or at least I don't love playing in French. So this is the one, stay tuned for Danger. I want to play that one. Nancy Drew, stay tuned for Danger. How to play! Like, they don't have it digitally. Let's do buy. Where can I purchase this? Stay tuned for Danger. Oh, they do have it. Okay, so they do. It's not on Steam for whatever reason, but I guess I can download it. Great. So I'll have to do that. I have to download all of these games. I'm very excited. I am pumped. Okay, great. I hope everyone's excited for this. I know I am. I know we're just kind of talking about it today. Tomorrow we will get started by playing through Secrets Can Kill. I've never played Secrets Can Kill, so I am pretty excited for it. I think it'll be a nice time. And that's all I have to say about it. Hopefully. Oh, look, they have all the Nancy Drew books. Fun. Random question. Do the Nancy Drew games have actual supernatural stuff in them, or is it all Scooby-Doo nonsense? So, for the most part, it's very Scooby-Doo and, like, traps and whatever. But a lot of the games will have, like the train one has, like, spooky ghosts in the window and, like, stuff that's like, okay, I don't totally know. Like, they don't always explain it later, but most of the time they do. So I would say it's mostly Scooby-Doo. But also I think sometimes, for the sake of scariness, it's not. But I'm very excited to get started on this tomorrow. Thank you for watching Sister Wendy with me. Thank you for putting me on the freaking leaderboards. Real excited about that one. So speaking of speedruns, let's just raid Games Done Quick. I know it's a short stream today. Thank you. I'll see y'all soon. Raid Games Done Quick. Yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow, 11 a.m. We're getting started with Nancy Drew. So I'll see you there. Goodbye.